Hey, pinball people. Alright, today we're going to do a little repair on a pinball machine. It's a 1975 Williams. It's a pat hand satin doll 4-player machine. These are considered an electromechanical machine. They do not have motherboards or electronics. They just have millions of switches. Okay? You can see there's just a pile of switches and a pile of wires. Alright? The big thing is, don't panic when you're repairing these. A lot of people just look at this board and they become overwhelmed. You don't have to do that. Just break it down by piece and you'll be fine. Here's the tools you're going to need. We're going to kind of go fast. I make sure that I have some good glasses. I make sure that I have a jeweler's glass in case I really want to look at something. Screwdriver for adjusting the fingers on the points. A file. It's very important that you go get the proper file. This is a Walmart file. It's about a 32nd of an inch thick. It's got a gritty course on one side and an identical gritty course on the other. When you buy it, it'll have a smooth, pointy end on it. Put a pair of pliers on that pointy end and then bend the file down, break that off so that you can get your file in real light or real early and get it done. Get you some electrical grease. I got bulb grease. Scotch-Brite pad is the #1 important thing. Do not use sandpaper. Don't use anything but Scotch-Brite pad, okay? Just trust me on this. You'll scratch up stuff and it'll be unrepairable. Okay, get you an ohm meter, voltmeter, PB Blaster is the best penetrating and lubricating oil. Do not use WD-40, please. A wrench and a pair of vice grips. What these are for is on your counting mechanisms. You're going to use the wrench on this side, right there. And on the other side, there's nowhere to grab, so you just have to be very careful and grab the shaft with the pliers. Now, just remember, these have teeth on them. And as every guy knows, you don't want to be rough with the teeth on your shaft. Alright? With that said, and I get done tripping over my chair, let's get to it. Don't overwhelm with this board. It'll just freak you out and you won't be able to accomplish anything. Personally, I know what the wires do. I know where they go. I know what every solenoid does. But you don't have to know any of that to fix a machine that you get off Craigslist or whatever. Here's what you need to know. Break it down. Keep it simple. Okay. I'm trying to hold a light in the board, but let me see if I can get this light in. Oh, there we go. Alright, just take one piece at a time. This is one piece. Check all your wires, make sure that they're not loose or broken off. If they are, solder them back on. Come down, use your ohm meter, set on 2K, alright, 2000. Check the terminal to terminal. You should get 2.5 to 3 ohms or higher means this is good. Anything less than 2.5, it probably is bad. Okay? On the back, there's a spring. Make sure that spring is in good shape. Make sure that it's pushing. Okay? This is important to set these fingers, these points. Let me see if I can get her to focus on a point. There we go. You're going to want to make sure that if it's an open point at rest, this is rest and this is activated, okay? The coil will drag it over. So at rest, that should be open, and it should, when activated, close. And to get a good electrical connection, you're going to not just want it to touch, but push. So you see how this this short finger gets pushed. Open, touch, push. If you're not touching when you're activated, okay, then you need to come right up here and give this a good strong push to bend it over You want to make sure you still have a gap, and then make sure that you've got a touch, push. Go through each one of them, make sure that they touch, push. Once you've done that, and you've got all your points set to where they're open when they should be, they touch and push when this is activated, then you can come in with your file. Okay? Put your file in there, give it a little file, try and keep it flat. Go to the next one, file it, and so on, all the way through to the end one. Doesn't take much, just 4 or 5 pushes. Literally, I actually could have filed them just right there. That was all it needed. Now they should all be ready to rock and roll. That's a complete piece. Go through, do that on each one of these, and you'll be good. There's one thing that you got to watch out for, and it's right here. This is a 2-piece one. You got your long main shaft and 2 fingers. You're going to want to make sure that the one that is closed at rest is closed, and that it pushes it slightly when it, see how it's touch, push? You want that push to get a good connection, but when it goes active, comes over, touch, push, you don't want this one following it and touching both at the same time. See how they're touching? That's a dead short. You want it to come over and leave that one. See how it's leaving it right now? But you're not touching the other one yet. So in reality, neither one of them are being touched right now. Then touch. Okay? You want it to leave. So touch, leave, touch, push. That's how you want to set them. And just do that all the way through, and then come back and file them, and you're good to go. Move all the way through the board.